Welcome to the playlist of control system. In this video, I'm going to discuss how to predict system stability using Routh Hurwitz criteria. In the previous session, I have discussed the basic information and the basic theory details on Routh Hurwitz criteria. What is Routh array? Like how to form the Routh matrix and how do you predict the system stability? Basic things I discussed. Kindly request you to go through the previous video and which is already available in the description box as well as in the I button. So check out and explore it, how to identify. Now straight away, I will discuss the numerical example, how to predict a system stability using Routh Hurwitz criteria with a simple and a typical example for your convenience. So moving on to the further discussion. So I'll be directing you the problem. Now we are going to discuss about the normal Routh array. Okay, so let us discuss about the first case, that is normal Routh array. The thing is, we have a system. Let me introduce. Using Routh array criterion, determine the stability of the system represented by the characteristic equation that is given by s to the power 4 plus 8s cube plus 18s square plus 16s plus 5 equal to 0. It is a characteristic equation. That means characteristic equation is nothing but the denominator polynomial of the transfer function that is equal to 0. That is called the characteristic equation. Now you can check out the characteristic equation here. So s to the power 4 plus 8s cube plus 18s square plus 16s plus 5 equal to 0. It is a characteristic equation. You can check out the coefficient of s to the power 4 is equal to 1, coefficient of s to the power 3 is equal to 8, then coefficient of s to the power 2 that is equal to 18, then coefficient of s equal to 16, and coefficient of s to the power 0 that is equal to 5. So these are the different terms corresponding to the yes. Okay. So now what you are going to do, you are going to form the like a Routh matrix. How to form the Routh matrix? So Routh array or Routh matrix. So first you can note down. Let me point out. So so what you can do is yeah, form these like this. You can draw two matrix just like a matrix. First, highest power you are supposed to note down, which is the highest power s to the power 4. So I have noted down the highest power, which is the second highest power s to the power 3, which is the third highest power s to the power 2. Fourth highest power is s to the power 1, and fifth highest power is s to the power 0. Like that, you are to vertically, you are supposed to write the power s to the power 4, s to the power 3. Like that, you can write. Later, you are supposed to write the coefficient. Whenever you are writing the coefficient, so note down, only the alternative coefficient should be written. What is alternative coefficient? So what is the coefficient of s to the power 4? Of course, it is 1. I have written 1. And next, instead of writing 3, I am going for the alternative in the sense, so one term you have to provide the gap. I mean s to the power 2. What is the coefficient of s to the power 2? It is 18. Then please leave s to the power 1. Next, what you are going to do, you are going to go for s to the power 0. Remember that s to the power 0 is equal to 1 only. 5 into s to the power 0. So coefficient is equal to 5. I hope you understood how to write the first row. You are supposed to fill the first row. So 1, then 18, then 5. I think it's clear to everyone. Yes. Same way, what I'm going to do, let me write other coefficients. Okay. So coming to the second power, what is the second power? S to the power 3. Please check out s to the power 3. This is my s to the power 3. So what you can do, start from the coefficient s to the power 3. What is the coefficient of s to the power 3? It is 8 only. So next you have to leave like one term. Then directly go for s to the power 1. What is the coefficient of s to the power 1? That is 16 only. So what is next part? Next part will be 0. So let me note down 0. So I think you understood how to fill two rows. In every problem, you are supposed to fill the two rows first. This is my row number 1. This is my row number 2. If you know these two, definitely remaining Routh array can be filled very easily. I'll let you know how to fill the remaining Routh array. So let me summarize what I did is. So first of all, I have written all the coefficient vertically, s to the power for highest coefficient to lowest coefficient. Later, I have filled first two rows by looking at the coefficients. S to the power 0, sorry, s to the power 4, 1, then s to the power 2, 18, s to the power 0, 5, then s to the power 3, 8, then s to the power 1, 16, then another one is not available. Let me put 0. I think it's very clear. As soon as you fill the elements of Routh array for the first two rows, Next, let us find out the remaining elements. How do you find the remaining element? Very simple. First, you have to find out this position. I want to find out this element. How to find out? So to find out this, what you are supposed to do. So let us consider these two rows. These two rows and these elements. So first to find out B1, first you multiply 8 into 18. 8 into 18. It is done, right? 8 into 18. Then 1 into 16. So I have written 1 into 16 divided by this element, that is 8. Simple formula. So 8 into 18 is, I have written 1 into 16, I have written divided by 8. So that I will be able to get the value of unknown element, that is 16. So first part is done. I hope you understood. Yeah. Coming to the next element, you can rename it also B2, B1, B2, so that it will be very convenient. How to find out the B2? Yes, I can tell you one solution. Whenever you are computing B2, you try to delete this particular column. This column corresponding B2, please ignore this column. Now you consider only 1, 8, then 5, 0. So how to start, how to find out the B2? So first you multiply 8 into 5. Yes, 8 into 5 I have written. Next, what to do? 0 into 1. So look at this, 0 into 1, 0 into 1, 8 into 5, 0 into 1, divided by same element, 8 element only, 8. Ultimately, by simplifying, I should get 40 by 8, nothing but 5. So I hope you understood how to fill B2, how to find out B2. Coming to the next element, next what I want to calculate, I want to compute B3, I want to compute. How to calculate the B3? So as per the procedure, delete corresponding column. I deleted corresponding column. Next here, assume that two more elements are available out of this Routh array. You call it as 0, 0. Yes, how to find out? 16 into 0. What is 16 into 0? 0 only. 0 into 18, 0 only, divided by 16. So ultimately B3 will be 0. The reason is there is no column after the third column. So therefore, the result will be 0 itself. Hope you understood. Yeah. So therefore, I should get the value of P3 that is equal to 0. I hope you understood how to fill the third row. Once you get to know the third row, let me go for the fourth row. I want to fill out the fourth row. How to find out the fourth row? Very simple procedure. To find the fourth row, you have to consider the previous rows. What are the previous rows? Previous rows are, this is one row, this is another row. These two rows you are supposed to compute. Yes, let me mark it separately. These two rows I want to compute. I hope you understood. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, let me find out the elements of new row. New row will be like s to the power 1. So let me call C1 and C2. I'll be explaining how to calculate C1. Very simple. C1 I want to calculate. So what you can do? You do like this. B1 into 16 minus B2 into 8 divided by 16. So same thing I have written. 16 into 16 minus 8 into 5 divided by 16. Therefore, I will be getting C1 equal to 13.6. So you can verify once again. Okay, please do verify once again. This is the way how to calculate C1. Once I get to know the value of C1, let me find out another value of C2 I want to calculate. How to calculate C2? So as per the procedure, so what you can do, corresponding column you have to delete. I deleted this column. Now what you can do, 16 into 0. What is 16 into 0? 0 only. 0 into 8 is nothing but 0 divided by 16. Ultimately, what is the value of C2? It is 0 only. Similarly, this element will be 0 because there is no one more new element, new column which is available in the Routh array. So we assume it as 0 only. Next, what I am supposed to calculate? I wanted to calculate s to the power 0. What is the elements corresponding to s to the power 0? What is the coefficient corresponding to s to the power 0? So what to do? So to get to know that, what we are supposed to do, very simple. Yeah. So you consider previous two rows. These are my previous two rows. Okay. I just put a bracket. So you consider only these two rows to compute the value of this particular position that is corresponding to s to the power 0. So do multiply C1 into B2, correct? C1 into B2 minus C2 into B1 divided by C1. Very simple. So that means 13.5 times 5 minus 16 times 0 divided by 13.5. So how do you get? Just do the simple calculation. I should get the value of first like position, that is 5. Remaining no need to calculate, you put it as 0, not required. It is actually because already by default it will be 0 only, right? Yes. So by the way, I have written everything. C1 you can check out how did you calculate. C2 also I have written. Yeah. So now we'll apply the Routh Hurwitz criteria. As per the Routh Hurwitz criteria, what is the statement? According to Routh Hurwitz criteria, but whenever the system is stable, all the elements in the first column should be positive. That means there is no sign changes in these particular elements. Here positive, positive, positive. That means there is no sign changes. If there is no sign changes means all the roots are available in the left half of S plane. If all the roots are available in the left half of S plane like this, okay, this is a S plane. If all the like roots are available in the left half of S plane, of course the system is stable. So in view of this, 1, 8, 16, 13.5, 5, all are positive. There is no sign changing persisting in this particular case. Therefore, I can explicitly say that system is stable. I hope you understood. This is the way how to compute stability using Routh Hurwitz criteria. It is a normal case. There is no exceptions. Okay, I'll discuss exception in the forthcoming session. So this is the way how to do the simple Routh array. So for your betterment, I'll be showing you one more example in a very simple fashion. Check whether the given system is stable or unstable by using Routh Hurwitz criteria. So we have a block diagram. First of all, you are supposed to simplify the block diagram. That means transfer function you are supposed to write. Once you get to know the transfer function, then you can write the characteristics equation. So please simplify the characteristics equation first. That means it is a unity feedback system. There is no gain between output and input, but there is a connection. So that I consider the gain is equal to 1. So first of all, you have to calculate C of S by R of S. How to calculate C of S by R of S using the unity feedback system? G of S divided by 1 plus G of S into H of S. But H of S is equal to 1 because it is a unity feedback system. So further simplification, G of S by 1 plus G of S. Here G of S is nothing but 7 by S into S plus 1 into S plus 2. So do one thing, you please do the simplification. You should know the basic simplification, basic mathematics you should know. So ultimately, I'll be getting the transfer function is equal to C of S by R of S equal to 7 by S into S plus 1 into S plus 2 into 7. That means the block diagram which is given, I convert it into simple transfer function using the simple formula C of S by 1 plus C of 1 plus, sorry, G of S by 1 plus G of S into H of S. Since H of S equal to 1, so it is considered as a unity feedback system. Therefore, C of S by R of S equal to 7 by this particular term. So, what is characteristic equation? First of all, in order to do the Routh Hurwitz criteria, the characteristic equation is nothing but the denominator polynomial should be equal to 0. This is called a characteristic equation. Request you to write the characteristic equation. So, I have written the characteristic equation that is equal to 0. I think it is very clear to everybody. Now, you have to simplify it. Simplification is needed, okay, because we require all the coefficient s to the power 4, s to the power 3. So for that purpose, I simplified it. Okay, so highest power is equal to 3 only. So can form the Routh array, s to the power 3, highest power, then s to the power 2, yes, then s to the power 0. Then please update the coefficients. What is the coefficient of s to the power 3? 1. Next, what is the coefficient of s to the power 1? 2. What is the coefficient of next term? That will be 0. Next, coefficient of s to the power 3 is equal to 3. Coefficient of s to the power 0 is equal to 7. Remaining will be 0 only. Next, you have to calculate the unknown elements. First of all, I have written like the unknown element C1, C2, like that I can write it. First, you compute C1. How to calculate C1? C1 is nothing but, here you please observe carefully. First, you consider these elements to compute the new element. 3 into 2, I have written here, 3 into 2, minus 1 into 7, correct, 1 into 7 upon 3. So that I'll be getting minus 1 by 3, okay, minus 1 by 3. If you want, you can write a 0.33, minus 0.33, that is also acceptable. So thereafter, you compute C2. C2 will be 0 only because there is no element apart from this column. So new element will be 0 only. Of course, whenever you are computing, you will be getting C2 will be 0, other element also will be 0. Next, what I am going to do is I want to calculate this element also. Corresponding to s to the power 0, I want to calculate it. For that purpose, what I have to do? Very simple. Go through the formation of Routh matrix. You consider previous two rows. These are my previous two rows. Okay. So what you can do? C1 into 7. C1 into 7 minus C2 into 3 divided by minus 1 by 3. So if you compute, I should get the value of coefficient corresponding to s to the power 0, that is equal to 7. Okay, so I think it's clear to everybody. Now what you can do, please look at the first column. Kindly look at the first column. Whenever I'm looking at the first column, it is very clear that this is plus 1. Okay, this is plus 1, correct? Plus 1. This is plus 3, and this is minus 1 by 3. Again, this is plus 7. First case, look at the first column of the Routh array. Positive, positive, no sign changes, zero sign changes. But positive to negative means what? One sign changes is happened, then negative to positive, another sign changes are happened. That means there are two sign changes occurred here. Because of two sign changes, what is the meaning? System is unstable. How do you say that it's unstable? Because the number of sign changes will be equal to the left half of S plane. Okay. Sorry, right half of S plane. Right half of S plane. If right half of S plane poles are available, means system is unstable. So as the number of poles are available in the right half of S plane, there are two number of poles available in the right half of S plane. Of course, the system is unstable because two sign changes are observed here. Okay, this is actually one of the notation of unstable system. System is of course unstable. So there are two number of poles are available in the right half of S plane. That is a summary which is obtained from the Routh array. So one more question is that this you can practice and you can check whether the system is stable or not, and you can update the same thing in the comment box. So please verify once again. I think you understood how to apply the Routh array. So if you have any queries, you can use the comment box and you can contact me directly. My mail ID is already available in my channel. You please check out and you can drop me the mail ID. I will respond. So I wish you all the very best. Happy learning. Have a great day. Thank you everyone.